Hello guys from all over the world, it's me, Mikael, as you also may know as Tierra Lightning from Gran Turismo Sport. I thought I would be giving my first commentary ever on a Gran Turismo Sport video, which is basically the second round of the FIA Nations Cup exhibition season of this year. As you can already see from the lobby matchup system, it's a pretty high competitive lobby. For example, OVRD funders included Sarka, Matu, Tsutsu, Ede. I mean, just look everybody else, man. It's such a high competitive lobby. It also reminds me a little bit of the, let's say, top 24 Superstars races. But yeah, as for the car selection, you can also see that basically the BMW M6 or maybe the Supra a little bit dominated the car selection for this race, as those two cars are basically pretty good on its, not say on its tires. Well, the BMW is good on its tires, but both of them are pretty good on its overall speed, you know. But in my case, I wanted to use a different car, which I ended up with the Mercedes-Benz AMG Group 3, because I kind of like to use an underrated car, or basically a car which nobody else expects it pretty much, you know. Because for example, when I was having a look on the leaderboard, almost everybody else was using either the Supra or the BMW, you know. But yeah, as I'm also a Turkish guy, I put the FIA Nations Cup Turkey livery on the Mercedes-Benz too, and then yeah, I wanted to show it off a little bit. But yeah, I think let's head over to the qualifying session, shall we? So this is my final run of the qualifying session we did on the Nations Cup basically. And as you can already see, I'll be having the slipstream from the guy ahead of me, which is basically OVRD Thunder. In my opinion, it helped me a little bit on my overall lap time in the end, but you will see in the end that I was I was basically kind of like blocked from him a little bit, because he was doing a mistake on his own. But he also didn't want to throw off his lap time, you know. So I can totally understand him. But yeah, as you can see, basically from the handling of this Mercedes, it's so much stable through the corners, or as well as you can also accelerate pretty early with this car, and you don't need to be afraid of having wheel spin or something like that. Just look at how stable this car is. The only tricky section with the Mercedes was basically the section which is coming up right now, because after hitting this bump over there, the Mercedes tends to understeer a lot, and I was losing so much time compared to the BMWs with, for example, Tsutsu driving it, and as well as this section here, because also on this section the Mercedes tends to slide over a little bit. For some reason it loses its stability on its rear tires, but yeah. But coming up with my lap this far, I was able to close the gap to the guy ahead of me a little bit, and having the slipstream for the long straight line. I kind of like wanted to break up the slipstream a little bit, because I didn't want to get that close to him, because you will see that under the braking I'm able to close the gap so much to him. Just look at how much I close the gap to him. And right here he's doing let's say a mistake on his own. So I needed to lift off a little bit of my throttle there, and as well as being ultra smooth or ultra early under the braking session, and also coming here onto the grass, where I lost some time, to be honest, but still it was a fairly good lap, to be honest. And yeah, that was basically the qualifying session. And the race will begin in a short time. As you can see, I'll be starting from the pole position, and then all those nervous things are just coming up. Oh man, just feeling nervous a little bit. Oh man, how's the race going to be? How's the first lap going to be? How's the first corner going to be? Am I going to be bumped or not? That's the question. And yeah, as you can see, here's the famous FIA introduction just coming up. Always just right before we will be having our races. I just wish Super GT would be here and just putting his FIA, let's say, the meme introduction of it. Oh man, his FIA memes introduction are so gold, man. You need to If you haven't checked it out, just go over to his channel and check it out. It's so hilarious, man. But yeah, what's the... Oh wait, I will talk about it later. Let's have a closer look on the grid order, shall we? And here, as you can already see, there is the beautiful turkey livery over there on my Mercedes. Oh man, I just gotta love this livery. It looks so clean, man. But yeah, on second place we got Adam, who's pretty good recently. On third place my teammate Orc. Then on fourth place we got Fanda there. Thank you for the slipstream. I really appreciate that. Then on fifth place SVDR. On sixth place we got Matu. Pretty surprised to see him using the 4GT, to be honest. On seventh place Tutu, who should be pretty good for this race. You need to check it out. Check him out. On 8th place, Force. On 9th, we got Sarka. On 10th place, we got Richifix. Yay! Then on 11th place, we got Key, who's using a different car. For example, the Chevrolet. On 12th place, we got this man. On 13th, we got Box Entertainment, who's coming from Forza Motorsports, surprisingly. On 14th, we got, I don't want to pronounce that wrong. I'm sorry for that. On 15th place, Costa. On 16th place, Dennis. Then on 17th, we got Fonseca. On 18th, we got Marcus Jr. And last but not least, we got McLaren. I watched the stream afterwards, and unfortunately he bottled his final lap. I think he would have improved by a lot. So yeah, quite unfortunate for him. But yeah, the race will begin in a short time. Now it's the auto drive going on, and then we are going to just wait for the red lights just showing up. Like dun. Oh wait, there's no red lights going on. There's like the countdown coming up, right? Ah, there we go. Lights are on and away we go for the Mount Panorama Bathurst Grand Prix. Oh no. Oh man, I'm so bored. Okay, as for the while I was practicing during the public lobbies against all the other guys here, for example Tutu, yeah, I recognized immediately that you need to be so careful on the first lap, because the tires are for some, not for some reason, but they feel like they're cold, you know. And because of them being cold, it's like you need to brake a lot earlier and be a lot more smoother. So that's what I try to do, and I think by me knowing that I needed to be so smooth on the first lap because of the tires being cold, maybe I think that's the reason why I managed to build a let's say huge gap over to Adam, who was underestimating the tires a little bit on the first lap I mean. And yeah, as for this race, I was so, not say patient, but I was so ultra careful on the downhill section with the Mercedes, because I tried to avoid a wall collision, as well as getting a penalty on a slower left-hander in the downhill section. Because if you have a penalty by cutting the corner there, for example, you need to get rid of it either on this long straight line here or on the first sector. And for example, if you need to get rid of it on this long straight line here, then your race is pretty much over, unfortunately, because this track here, it doesn't look like it, but it's one of the most, but it's one of the more harder tracks to overtake somebody else. Except you are having one of the most, let's say, powerful cars on a straight line, like the GTR, for example. The GTR is like a rocket on a straight line. But yeah, how's my strategy looking like? As for this race, you could potentially run 2 different strategies, or maybe 3, depends on how the tires on your car is looking like. But the main strategy was basically just trying to go with the soft tires, just pitting in at the end of lap 4 or maybe at the end of lap 5, and just yeah, just changing your tires again over to the soft tires and just running it till the end, because the soft tires were so much quicker than the medium tires, for example. And yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, there were basically two options that you could basically pit in and change your tires, which was basically at the end of lap 4 and at the end of lap 5. If I wouldn't have to worry about the traffic behind of me, then maybe I would have pitted at the end of lap 4 and then just try to switch over to the soft tires, and with the lighter car I have, I would be having let's say a better tire wear of my car and just riding it till the end. But I didn't know, to be honest, at which lap the guys behind of me would be pitting in and changing their tires, therefore. So that's why I, just in case, continue a further lap and just pit in at the end of lap 5. And that's the reason why you will be seeing it later on. That's the reason why I lost about, I think, 2 or 3 seconds over to Adam. And he also almost overtook me too. But luckily he didn't. But yeah. What else can I say or talk about too? Oh man, this is my first commentary, man. But yeah, as you can see, Org already overtook Adam there. I don't know if Adam was at that time so much slower than him, or Org was, let's say, having a much better pace than him. But you also will be seeing it later during the race that Org is going to drop off some places there, because he told me afterwards that he was, I think, touching the wall slightly, and therefore his car was just spinning for some reason. But that's the GT physics for you. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What I was able to, not able, but what I was, let's say, what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, and yeah, let me also know in the comment sections below what else I could be talking to during those races, giving some critics. I know that unfortunately the microphone I got is not the best either, because I don't have either a headset or let's say a special microphone, which, for example, Pitchney is using it for his commentary. So I just use the earphones of my smartphone, and which is plugged in in my pad basically. So yeah, but I really appreciate your support, guys, and yeah, it would be cool if you would tell me if I should be doing more of those commentary stuff and just giving my thoughts about those races. And as well as giving some critics, for example, what else I could be improving for the future, or which is already good for my first attempt. And then yeah, hopefully I can improve it in the future. Maybe bring up some more commentaries with it. I mean, as for the streams, I'm already doing it with commentary, because I feel like with commentary it's so much more fun to do it, or to do those races basically. And then yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about too. And yeah, I will see you guys maybe on the next stream, or maybe on the next commentary in a few days maybe. And then yeah, see you guys.